second part of talking about this concept of unity. Unity being God's model, God's desire, God's plan. If you want to know what God's plan is for marriages, here it is, it's unity. You want to know what God's plan is for families? Here it is, it's unity. Want to know what God's plan is for the church, the body of Christ at large, across denominational lines? Let me tell you what it is. It's unity. It's so clear that we would come together. How many of you watched the Super Bowl game back on February the 13th? Any football fans? A few? I'm surprised. I thought more would have watched the game. You missed a great game. It was a phenomenal game. And I got to be honest with you, I was hoping that the Cincinnati Bengals would win because it had been like so long. I'm always for the underdog, right? I was hoping they would win, but at the end of the day, it was the LA Rams that won the Super Bowl. But as I was thinking about that game, what position the LA Rams to win like the biggest football game of the year, right? The Super Bowl, was not just their talent. Obviously, they have a lot of talented players, right? I mean, they have some gifted, talented athletes on the team. But how many of you know talent is not enough? Talent alone. But it was the talent that was united that brought them to victory, the biggest game of the year at Super Bowl 56. I mean, could you imagine if you had all of that talent out on the field and everyone was doing their own thing? Like, I'm going to run my play. I don't want to run your play. I'm going to run my play. I don't want to play my position. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do my own thing. How many of you know in that chaos, there was not the possibility of victory? But because they brought their talent together and that talent was united, what? It brought them victory. It made them successful. This is what I know today. Unity brings effectiveness. Unity brings strength. And unity helps us all become better because simply this, we can support each other. Like your strengths cover my weaknesses. And my strength covers your weaknesses. And then together we're better. That's the bottom line, right? With unity, together we're better. Matter of fact, tell your neighbor this morning, say, hey, together we're better. And if you said that to your wife right now, she says, I know that, right? But it's true. Together we're better. That's the value. That's the value of unity. We are stronger together. If I were to take one small twine like this piece of yarn, if I were to take one small twine, it doesn't take much to break the twine, right? Like anyone here could do that. Even a child could have broke that string. It's not like I'm so strong. Look at him. He just broke the string. No, it doesn't take a lot to break one string. But when we take several twines, let's say we take 50 or 100, maybe 150 of those small twines, and we begin to weave them together, we begin to get this, we begin to unite them, then we end up with something that can't be broke, right? What their strength. Matter of fact, my brother Mao, he's quite strong. Here, Mao, here, grab the other end of that rope. Let's see if we can break this. Don't put me off the stage, brother. Don't embarrass me in front of all of my friends. So this rope is simply a lot of little twines that have been united together. And in that, there's a strength that can't be broken. And that's the value of unity. That's why the Apostle Paul, and Marcus shared this verse last week, but I want to bring you back to it this morning. That's why the Apostle Paul wrote these words in Ephesians 4:3, make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. Make every effort. Pastor Marcus said it like this, strain every nerve, working toward unity. That's why just before going to the cross, John 17, I mean, of all of the things that Jesus could have prayed for the church, what did he pray for? That we would be one, that we would be together, that we would be united. And we see then the power of this unity playing out following Christ's crucifixion. We see the unity played out in the church. We see unity happening among the believers. The unity that positioned the early church for effectiveness. Hey, if we don't have unity, then we lose effectiveness. Several years ago, I had a pastor friend who was pastoring a church right here in our community. It was a significant church in our community. And because he and I met once a month and had coffee and chocolate chip cookies, we would kind of share our life experiences, our church experiences. I would get to talk about all of you, and he would talk about all of his church members in a safe place, right? And as I was walking alongside this pastor in this season, he began to share some of the struggles that was happening in the church that he was leading.